Welcome to Awaken Steps to Health with Sue. Today's topic is kombucha. I didn't include this in the beverages video because I knew I'd be doing a separate one on kombucha. So many of you may ask, what is kombucha? And this is one brand that is commercially available at most grocery stores, definitely at the health food stores, and there's many other brands. Some of them you'll have to try to see if you like, but Health Aid is a popular one. GT is another popular one. And there's many more, like I said, that you can purchase. Typically, a bottle of kombucha runs anywhere from $3 to $5, so it's a little pricey. And of course, when it's on sale, you can grab them right up. But today I'm going to talk about the health benefits of kombucha, and then I'm going to talk about how to brew your own kombucha to save money. All right, it's very inexpensive to make. So kombucha is basically a fermented tea. All right. It's a fermented raw food. It's got tons of enzymes in it. It's really good for you. It's raw. So it has basically, we'll call them good, healthy bacteria in it that your intestinal, your gut system needs. All right. It's very good for you. It has a lot of antibiotics, the probiotics for your healthy gut, a lot of enzymes, which we know that we need. It's considered a raw food, and I think it's tasty. Now, depending on the flavor, the brand, etc., it can taste a little bit like apple cider vinegar, but like I said, depends on what brand or flavor you purchase. All right, so I like the cranberry GT one or the trilogy. Those are my favorites. They've probably got 20 or 30 different flavors. This with Health Aid, I like this lemon ginger. And then another one I like is Pink Lady Apple. And for example, if you drank this whole bottle, it has 70 calories. But sometimes I'll just drink a third to a half of a bottle, and I'm happy. Like, it gives me a little bit of variety from my usual water or tea. And it's got those probiotics in it for the intestines as well as the enzymes. Okay. So you can go out and purchase them. And, if you've never tried kombucha, maybe buy one or two bottles, different flavors, just to see if you like it or not. Some people just don't like it. So don't waste your money if you don't like it. Let's say you do like it and you want to learn to brew your own. Here's how to do it. So I had a friend that taught me this years ago, and we would teach classes on brewing kombucha at my studio and give people starter kits for free, basically to get them going. Um, you're going to need what's called a SCOBY. Okay, so a SCOBY is usually about maybe this big. It's basically a big, nasty looking bacteria. And SCOBY stands for symbiotic culture of yeast and bacteria. It's like a grayish tan. And you can buy them online as well. But if you have a friend that makes their own kombucha, they probably have too many SCOBYs and can give you one for free. All right. So normally you're going to get a SCOBY, and it should be in about a cup or two of liquid. Okay. And we're going to call that your starter. You're going to have a SCOBY to make kombucha. Now, can you start one from a store-bought bottle of kombucha? Yes, but it might take you a while to get one big enough to ferment your tea. So let's assume you get a SCOBY. The next thing you're going to need are glass jars. So what I did way back when is I went to a deli and I asked for their extra glass pickle jars, which are about, a couple feet tall. So they were glad to give them to me because they had so many of them. So I would, have my kombucha factory in these jars. And the next thing you're going to need are smaller glass bottles. All right. So from kombuchas that you have purchased and drank, or other glass bottles, like say iced tea that is sold in glass or whatever, so that you can store your kombucha in it once it's done. All right. So you're going to need glass jars. Now, I used coffee filters on my big, kombucha brewing, but you either want coffee filters or like a cheesecloth or something to kind of keep the dust out of it. You need to have the air in it. You don't want to put the lid on the big one because why? Boom. It's gonna blow, baby. You're fermenting something in this jar. All right, so here's the recipe, and I will put this in the description. And if you're on our little bubble up group, there is a handout called Brewing Kombucha there, okay? So what you want to do is get about 3 quarts or so of water, of course, fresh, clean, filtered water, and 8 tea bags, black or green tea only. Do not use herbal tea. It's not going to work. All right. So basically, you boil the water, brew the tea like you normally would. Let the tea bag soak a long time so the tea is really dark. So maybe at least 30 minutes or so. And then once the tea is cool, you add in 1 cup of sugar. Of course, you take the tea bags out and throw them away. Add in a cup of sugar, stir it really good. Okay, so it's sweet tea then, all right? And then you're going to put it into your big pickle jar or whatever jar you're using to brew with, all right? And make sure it's cool. And then you're going to add in your SCOBY that's in the liquid from your previous batch of kombucha, all right? So if it's your first time brewing this, your SCOBY is going to be smaller and it might take a little longer to brew, okay? So you dump your SCOBY in with the liquid, put your cheesecloth or your coffee filter over the top with a rubber band or whatever, and you let it brew basically for 7 to 10 days. Okay, just let it sit there. I usually put mine in a spot that doesn't have a lot of light beaming in so that it will brew. When I was taught to make my own kombucha, my friend gave me a little package of pH strips. And basically, you dip the pH strip into the bottle of kombucha. And she recommended that it be about 3 or 4. All right. So there's a way to kind of match the color against the package to see what level pH it's at. Most people like it at 3 or 4. Well, I got to the point where I felt like that was just too much work to do. And once I got my little kombucha brewing down to a system, I just put it on the calendar or my phone, 7 to 10 days, whatever flavor I liked. Okay, time to strain it and put it into the bottle. So a couple little things I want to backtrack on before we go forward is when you get your SCOBY, it's going to be kind of an ugly grayish tan thing. The smooth side goes up in your bottle and the more rough side with the gooey looking filaments goes on the bottom. It's like a little octopus floating in your drink. So you're going to take that out of your jar and put it into, say, about 2 cups of the liquid that's in your jar. And then you're going to put the kombucha from your big pickle jar or whatever into your little glass jars or your bottles that you'll be drinking out of. Now, you may like to strain it. If you do, you can use, again, cheesecloth, coffee filter, whatever, and a funnel. I got to the point where I didn't strain mine. Okay, I had a little system going and it was fine. And I can drink a little bit of that SCOBY if I happen to get it in my mouth and I wouldn't freak out. Okay, that's me. You might not like to drink that if a little piece happens to get in your drink. So fair warning, you could put a coffee filter into your funnel or whatever you're using. Okay, so you're going to put it into your bottles. I'd say leave maybe half of an inch or maybe a little more in your bottle just for expansion. Cap them up and put them in the fridge, and there you go. You can start drinking it. So plain, it tastes a little bit like a weak apple cider vinegar. All right. And again, I enjoyed that taste, but not everyone can taste it or enjoy that taste. So you may want to put flavoring in yours. As I said earlier, one of my favorites was the cranberry flavor. So what I bought was a big bottle of cranberry extract, and I put about half of a teaspoon in every bottle that I created, and I just put it in my fridge and let it sit there until I drank it. So you could put fruit, dried fruit, whatever you like, chia seeds. So it's both a meal and a drink. You could put whatever you like in your bottled kombuchas. Now they're going to kind of keep slowly fermenting in the fridge, so don't leave them in there forever. Don't forget about them. But once you get them all bottled up, you can make another batch. Again, one of the tea cools, you put your SCOBY and the liquid back in, and there you go. Another 7 to 10 day cycle. While you're drinking the ones you just made, you're fermenting another batch. It's super easy, super inexpensive, and very good for you. Again, my opinion. All right. I'm going to put the sheet Brewing Kombucha in the bubble up group, and I hope you enjoy your kombucha. Bye-bye.